And the Ducks are hot again on the recruiting trail. You know, since July 4th, there was a little lull for Oregon recruiting, but boy, did they bring it back this weekend. We're going to talk all about it. I got Justin Hopkins from Scoop Duck. Now, there's two major commitments that went down. Quarterback Jonas Williams from the 2026 class, and of course, five-star safety Trey McNutt. They both made their decision on Saturday. We're going to go behind the scenes of this one and figure out how the Ducks were able to pull it off. And also, what's next for Oregon recruiting? But first, you guys hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. We love talking Oregon recruiting. We're going to keep doing it. So jump on board and hit subscribe for me, please. All right, let's bring on Justin Hopkins from Scoop Duck. Now, Oregon, well, we're going to talk about Trey McNutt here in a second. We got to talk quarterback first. Oregon locked down their 2026 quarterback. He's number 9 overall, Jonas Williams. He's out of the state of Illinois, and we got him ranked a little bit higher. Charles Power here at On3 has him ranked as the 7th best quarterback in the country. So, Justin, why Jonas Williams this weekend, and what does he mean for the Oregon program?
Well, obviously, it's really big to get your quarterback committed anytime, but getting them committed early is a big win for your staff and for recruiting because you can put them out there on the road recruiting. And with Williams coming off the board to Oregon and Faison committing to Tennessee like moments after, there's only one 2026 quarterback in the top 10 that's currently not committed anywhere. So obviously those dominoes were dropping early this year. Big for Oregon to be able to get in on one of those guys. And they've done a really good job since Will Stein showed up. Of course, they've got Dylan Gabriel that transferred in and Dante Moore. But now you're able to build some prep depth behind them. They've got Akili Smith Jr. committed. And now with Jonas Williams committed, hopefully you can get that one prep quarterback in every class and kind of build your depth and start developing those guys and maybe not relying on the transfer portal every year. So, Williams going to be big for that. It's a great looking quarterback room today as it sits with these two guys coming in their respective years. It continues that kind of depth that you want to see, 4 to 5 guys. And, Dan Lanning's really not been quiet about the fact that he would like to break into the Midwest a little bit more, the Missouri, Illinois area, and recruit them a little bit harder. So kind of a win for him to be able to recruit that area a little bit harder as well.
Yeah, sure. Why not? And in this day and age of college football, I mean, you don't take one quarterback and say, I'm good. Look at what Georgia's doing. Look at Josh Heupel. Look at Ohio State. I mean, they stack arms one on top of another. And that's just what Dan Lanning's doing. So speaking of, before we get to Trey McNutt, Jonas Williams, do you think he'll be the last quarterback that Oregon takes in this 2026 cycle? I know it's still early, but is he going to be the only guy that they try to get?
Yeah, great question because it's kind of tricky, right? And like you said, there's no position that's more important in college football or in a game of football really than quarterback. So you want to stack those guys up. Mm-hmm. I believe Oregon will continue to recruit Ryder Lyons at an elite level. I believe he's the number 2 quarterback in the rankings. One of the best arms out there. What makes that unique is that Lyons is expected to take a mission out of high school. So whether that's a 1 or a 2-year mission, which I'm going to assume the family will figure out along the way, he's really not a 2026 quarterback. You're looking at more of a 27 or a 28 potentially. So Oregon will continue to recruit him. He could end up being a Duck. I think the Ducks and USC are kind of the 2 teams to beat right now. So he might show up on the commit list potentially as a 2026 quarterback, but he doesn't really count that way. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, I don't think Oregon's done, and that's kind of the way they're going to continue moving with the Jonas Williams commitment.
All right, so on Saturday, Trey McNutt, 5-star safety, number 2 safety in America, committed to Oregon right here on the On3 Recruits channel. That's why you guys got to be subscribed. Trey McNutt, we had a couple weeks ago, of course, CrowdStrike on an innocent Friday makes a systems update. The whole world comes to a screeching halt. Trey McNutt's family can't get to Shaker Heights, Ohio for his commitment. So Trey McNutt delays his decision. Just what Oregon fans did not want to hear coming off the heels of the DJ Pickett going to LSU. It seemed like, are we going to lose Trey McNutt? But, he had 2 extra weeks to think about it, and he's still an Oregon Duck. At what point of this recruitment did you know that it was going in the Ducks' direction?
It certainly felt like Oregon was trending, or even possibly the slight favorite heading into his official visit. But coming out of the official visit, it's kind of where it's like, yeah, this is looking really good for Oregon. And really almost the whole way leading up to his commitment, myself, Steve Wiltfong, Chad Simmons, and others, all felt like, hey, this is Oregon's to lose. Oregon's the team to beat. It was near unanimous, which can be dangerous at times, but that was the feeling. And then, like you said, that Friday happens, on the heels of the DJ Pickett to LSU shocker, if you will. And Oregon fans are nervous, and I don't blame them. But that truly was why he didn't commit 2 weeks ago, and why instead here we are 2 weeks later committing to Oregon. Same result, a little bit delayed. Threw in that Texas A&M visit in between, which was kind of a wrinkle. Yeah. But really just, none of us seemed to waver, and everybody seemed to be consistent that this was Oregon's to lose. And obviously that turned out to be correct on Saturday.
What a big win for Oregon, landing 5-star, the number 2 safety in America, and Oregon might not be done. Ducks fans, talk to us. Let us know. Comment section below. Is Jonah Williams next? Not Jonas Williams. Don't confuse him with the quarterback. I'm talking the 5-star safety out of Texas. That would be another huge addition. Let me and J-Hop know. Let us know. Comment section below. Well, you've made it to the end of today's video, but there's hundreds more videos on the On3 Recruits channel for you to check out. And also, while you're here, hit subscribe.